Hello, everybody, and welcome. Can a boy girl friendship episode 8 just dropped. Actually, dropped yesterday. My bad. I know I'm not up with the times. I'm not up with the kids. The little things you guys do. I'm out of touch, as some may say. I do apologize for that, but I am here to cover the episode even still. And you seems to be pretty upset. He just did see his kind of accessory that he was working really hard on and sold to a whole bunch of people get crushed. Then a whole bunch of people started returning them. We actually saw quite a few of them being returned. And now his spirit is just dilapidated. He's very upset and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't even know if he's going to continue making making this stuff because frankly his spirit's destroyed and he's just like, I was kind of kidding myself to be in entrepreneur in high school. Maybe he was, who knows? I'm not the one to make that call. But these two girls that help promote, oh my god, I don't like them. I don't like them. I hope they never come back in this story. Don't come back. You're jerks. First, you expect people to be all like, oh, yeah, we can make your stuff and I'll be special and I'll get the stuff that I want for my friend and then I'll promote for you. Well, the promotion turned out to ruin you's in eagerness and enthusiasm. Granted, you was going to have to face this at some point, but these girls just sped it up and hit him with a train. I'm not sure if I like these girls. And they didn't even apologize to you. They apologized to Himari to apologize to you. Why? And of course, we got our Himari and Inamoto kind of fighting, being all like, oh, you're forward. What about you? You're the one who grabbed his head while you were pretending to be asleep. And Inamoto-san and her had this little argument right before they talked to you for the first time. And Himari kind of rightfully went off whenever you was sitting here just being depressed. He's feeling himself. He's gonna give up because he got a little bit of pushback, which, okay, dude, chill out. You're gonna get pushback if you have a creative endeavor. You can't just give up. And Himari knows that. She splashed him in the face trying to get him to drink this thing that should have calmed him down, because it always calms her down. So she just splashed him in the face by accident when she squeezed the bottle too hard. And of course, she's upset. She almost throws the stuff out the window. Just so upset. All these accessories that have made him upset. Not that the accessories have made him upset, but she views that possibly as like a window as to why this has gone wrong. So she almost throws it out the window, but she stops herself. Obviously, everyone can see she's feeling emotion. She's openly crying, which is probably the most open Himari has been about anything she's felt this entire show. So Himari's finally being a little bit more open, maybe even a little bit less sarcastic. And she goes home to her brother, Hibari, and Hibari's basically telling him, yeah, you're doing good. At least you were honest. And, I'll tell you everything you can do, and it's not much. You kind of have to let you go on and feel these feelings, and if he decides to quit, then he's gone. So, Himari basically says, I love this about Himari. She's actually so good for this, saying, if you're going to stomp on my dreams, then you're not going to be my friend, let alone a best friend. Like, whoa. Let's go, Himari. Be open and honest about those feelings. That's what we need right now. That's more of what we need. We need even more of what you're doing right now, but maybe wait since, you were just like not even friends. I know we both want to get into a relationship, but maybe wait because you're fighting so hard right now. You don't want to push it that far. And of course, he went to go hang out with Inamoto-san because Inamoto is at least his friend at this point, and Inamoto basically tells him, like, you're a bad liar. I know you want to be hanging out with Himari and not me right now. Even though that Inamoto-san wants to be with you. She's still being honest and open, and she's not being deceitful and evil about this. She could have been very easily saying, like, oh, Himari left you. Himari did all this. And she could have been a little snake, and she could have slithered right on up and said, I would have never treated you like that. And you know, in my personal opinion, I think that would have went really, really badly for her. Maybe she knows that. Maybe that's why she didn't do that. You know, what's his name? I keep forgetting this guy's name. Is it Shinji? Shinji, I think that's his name. Shinji knows about you pretty well, and he's still in debt to Inamoto, as far as I'm aware. So, we're kind of, sitting on that right now. So, maybe she's being the best manipulator she can possibly be, but she's also following Shinji's direction. Who knows? But she seems really honest, really truthful. And there's no reason to believe that she's being, like, manipulative. She just seems to be really honest. And we finally get the scene where Himari is being absolutely 100% truthful, and she just comes up and says that she lied about going to Tokyo, which, thank you for finally opening up about that. I've been waiting for that. Now, that shows you just how serious you've been about this accessory thing this whole time. I think this was back in episode, like, 3 or 4, maybe 5. 5 at the latest, where she was like, I'm moving to Tokyo. It's like, dude, tell him the truth. We're on episode 8 now. Just about 4 episodes past where you lied. He needs to know. But he found out now, so he knows. And we're growing as characters. The relationship is now being more understood. The dreams have not been given up on. And it seems like he's going to go back to making accessories. And they make up. And Himari even jokes like, hey, do you want to date now that we're, like, being open and honest about ourselves? But of course, it still comes off as just a little bit sarcastic. And you is like, anyone but you. And then they laugh and they hug it out. But we have a new player on the board. Shinji is talking to this woman named Kureha. Kureha. I'm going to call her Kureha, because that's, like, how I would pronounce it if I was using Japanese kanji. So Kureha is, seems to be some kind of model. Maybe she's an Inamoto. That's why Shinji is talking to her. Possibly. We don't know. We do know that Shinji's older brother was supposed to come see Kureha, but we don't know why. So Shinji is coming to pick up her bags and pick her up from the airport. She seems to be some kind of model, telling by her clothes and the sunglasses. I believe she's a model. What do you guys think? What did you guys think about this episode? Do you think Yu was wrong for being so deep in his feelings and not manning up and being all like, yeah, my art was criticized and maybe we had a few setbacks? Or do you think that he was justified in those emotions and Himari was probably just a little bit too pushy? Go ahead and leave those thoughts down in the comments. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and hit the notification bell. I will try to do better on when I upload my videos. Until next time, you guys have a blessed day. And while you're here, go ahead and check out this video to see what you might have missed.